And we are keeping an eye on a very active radar this evening. We have the weather impact alert for both the potential of flooding and some strong and severe thunderstorms. This is a 3-hour loop. We've been tracking these storms since just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. And I do want to take you right down to where we have a new flash flood warning in addition to a severe thunderstorm warning. We have a severe thunderstorm warning right now until 7:30 for parts of Manassas, Fauquier, and Prince William County. And that flash flood warning extends until 9:30. Because even after rain stops, rivers and streams can continue to rise and cause that flash flooding. Now, the issue with a lot of these storms is the lack of movement. That is why we're seeing a lot of rain in a short period of time and the risk for flooding. Now, we kind of have an interesting situation here where two storms are really kind of forming one moving up from Fredericksburg. That storm has a nice northerly movement to it, and it's bumping in to the severe thunderstorm warning that we're tracking from parts of Haymarket into Linton Hill, Nokesville. You can see all of this thunder and lightning, just incredible amounts of lightning associated with these storms. Lightning loves humidity, and if you were outside today, you know there was no shortage of that. But right now, just tremendous amounts of rain and lightning from Auburn over into Nokesville, Broken Hill. Also seeing some of that heavier rain. Manassas and Sudley seeing some light to moderate rain, but still a lot of thunder and lightning over into Warrenton right along 15. Torrential rain and still just those incredible lightning counts. You can see over into Warrenton, just along parts of 211, really vivid thunder and lightning impacting Airlie down into Turnbull. This is just to the east of Cliffs Mill. But I do want to show you that severe thunderstorm we're tracking in parts of Culpeper, Fauquier, Prince William, and Stafford County. All of those counties included within this warning, though the strongest part of this storm is continuing to move through parts of Cromwell and Tackett's Mill. It's kind of hard to see with all of that lightning on the map, but that's where we have a solid hail core right now. We've seen a lot of impressive hail associated with these thunderstorms, quarter, even golf ball size hail impacting parts of northern Virginia and Montgomery County. A little bit earlier this afternoon, Tackett's Mill Road, that's where the strongest part of this storm is. In addition to the hail threat, these storms are packing a punch with wind. We're seeing gusts anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour. So I want to time out specifically that hail core and when you may expect hail in your area, because as we track this storm to the north through parts of Gainesville and Manassas, you're already seeing heavy rain, thunder, and lightning, but you may start to see some hail mix in right around 7:15 in Nokesville, closer to 7:25 in Greenville, Linton Hill. In addition to the heavy rain, thunder, lightning, you might start to see some small pea-sized hail as we head throughout the next 10 to 15 minutes. Now, this is the storm that we were tracking all the way through parts of Fairfax into Loudoun County, Montgomery County, still starting to pull off to the north through parts of Fairfax County, and thankfully weakening. Right now, we do have some moderate to occasionally heavy rain just to the north of 70, some thunder and lightning through Newmarket, Walkersville, just to the north of Frederick and Lewiston, Ballinger Creek. You're finally starting to see some of this rain pull out. We're keeping an eye on this cluster of storms, not expecting anything to become severe, more so just tracking the motion on it. And if we may see more flash flood warnings issued here over the next several hours, we do have the flood watch in effect until midnight tonight. But right now, some heavy rain from Berryville over toward Purcellville. Thunder, lightning, thankfully not as dense as what we're seeing in those severe thunderstorm warnings. But Upperville, you also have some thunder and lightning just along 340 and parts of Stevens City, just starting to pull away from I-81. Some heavier rain in the area there just to the north of Front Royal. If you're in Lake Frederick, Cedarville, Middletown, you're starting to see some of that heavier rain picking up. We also have a new flash flood warning for Allegheny and Mineral County. That's until 10 o'clock this evening. We've had the severe thunderstorm warning for about 20 minutes now, but just added that flash flood warning because once again, these storms aren't moving. I can't really track out these storms for you because they have absolutely no motion on them. It's that stationary characteristic that is leading to the risk for flooding. In addition to, you can see all of that thunder and lightning once again. We did see a little hail core in this storm over North Branch not too long ago. Thankfully, it does look like that has pulsed down and weakened, still producing incredible lightning, heavy rain over Patterson Creek, over into Dan's Run, Evetts Creek. Like I've been saying all afternoon, I would treat these severe thunderstorm warnings like tornado warnings. You need to be inside to stay safe when it comes to lightning counts like this and the wind that we've seen associated with some of these storms. We've seen wind gusting upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour. That can cause widespread tree and power outage issues. So here's a wider perspective of radar right now. You can see a lot of folks dealing with these strong and at times severe thunderstorms. And we're going to be continuing to track storms throughout the evening. You can see them filling back into parts of western Maryland. We still have several hours before the storms come to a close. That's why we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 11 o'clock tonight for areas along and west of 95. We also have a flood watch in effect until 10 o'clock. Now, that does not include parts of southern Maryland back into parts of Baltimore as these storms slowly push east. If they have any movement at all, they are eventually going to kind of peter themselves out. We're going to stabilize the atmosphere a bit, and we are not expecting storms to be as severe for areas along and east of 95. But elsewhere, we do have the potential to see that flooding in addition to the severe risk. So this is right around 8 o'clock tonight. Not a whole lot of change to radar. Most of the storms are in northern Virginia, right around the district by 9 o'clock tonight. Parts of Maryland also still going to see that periodic moderate to heavy rain with some thunder and lightning. As you're checking back in with us at 11 o'clock tonight, we're going to be showing you all of the damage reports we've been getting in. We've gotten incredible videos showing all of that quarter to golf ball size hail, but thankfully storms will be continuing to weaken as we approach the midnight hour tonight, off and on light showers through the overnight, and it's still going to be so muggy that I think when you wake up on Friday, it's going to be one of those mornings where you step outside, it is muggy, it is damp. There's really not going to be much opportunity for any of the rain to evaporate off the surface, so roads could still be a little wet for your Friday morning commute, but for the most part, Friday will be dry. We're not going to rule out a light spotty shower between Friday morning and say around lunchtime, 12 o'clock or so. But otherwise, tomorrow is just going to be kind of overcast. It's not going to be the prettiest end to the week, but at least those clouds will keep our temperatures much cooler. We're going to stay in the mid to upper 70s for high temperatures on Friday. As we look ahead toward the weekend, we are expecting that humidity to creep back in both Saturday and Sunday, looking quite muggy and warm with temperatures in the upper 80s. We'll also be tracking some scattered showers and storms on Saturday. They're associated with a cold front. They thankfully do look fairly scattered in nature, but we'll be keeping a close eye on those storms as they develop throughout the afternoon. If you have outdoor plans, I certainly wouldn't cancel them. Just keep the storm threat in mind. We'll give you a closer look at the timing for those Saturday storms. We're going to start the day with plenty of sunshine. Looks nice for the first half of the day. Just a few clouds filtering in throughout the afternoon and evening. This is right around 12 p.m. Maybe a hit or miss spotty shower for areas along the I-81 corridor. And it's going to take some time for any of these storms to push east. A lot of our computer guidance is hinting at storms staying in parts of western Maryland and West Virginia, far northern Virginia for Winchester down into Woodstock as we head into the afternoon. This is 6 p.m. Again, widely scattered in nature. Don't cancel or change those plans. Just a good day to have the WUSA 9 app handy so that if a storm were to become strong or severe, you would get an alert sent straight to your phone. And if you do have outdoor activities on your agenda, just make sure you have a place to duck inside and seek shelter if need be. Michaela's likely still going to have a few raindrops on radar as you check back in with her at 11 o'clock. Now, that cold front is going to be slow to completely push through, so a stray shower is possible early Sunday morning. Otherwise, we'll see clearing skies and still mild and muggy temperatures in the upper 80s. It won't be as humid as it will be Friday into Saturday, but dew points still in the mid to upper 60s. That's still very noticeable and will make temperatures feel maybe 2 to 3 degrees warmer than they actually are. But once we clear that cold front, it is smooth sailing for the rest of the long holiday weekend. Monday looks absolutely gorgeous if you do have Labor Day off. Dew points are going to fall down into the upper 40s. That is a super dry, very refreshing air mass, very appropriate for the start of September. Next week does feature low dew points and lower temperatures. Tomorrow, yes, we're cool from the clouds, but it's still going to be muggy, so not going to feel very refreshing in the weekend. That summer heat is back. Temperatures about 2 degrees warmer than they should be for this time in August and the start of September on Sunday. But then the extended forecast looks fantastic with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. So that's our back at home tomorrow night, and the forecast does look pretty nice. No rain gonna damper your plans. It's just gonna be cloudy and muggy. We might start to see a little sunshine breaking through by about 6, 7 o'clock, but then as we look ahead toward the weekend, some sunshine to start on Saturday. We will be keeping an eye on those shower and storm chances throughout Saturday afternoon and evening, generally between about 2 and 8 o'clock, but widely scattered in nature. Sunday will start off with some clouds and maybe a stray shower, but otherwise we'll see clearing skies as we head throughout the rest of the forecast. And next week looks fantastic, and hard to believe it's the first full week of September. And we can't talk about September without talking about hurricane season, because September 10th officially marks the peak of hurricane season. We typically start to see activity picking up around now, but it has been fairly inactive over the past several days. But do not let that be a false sense of security. We know we typically still see a lot of storms develop all the way through October. Official end of hurricane season isn't until the end of November, but typically by the start of November, things start to quiet down just a bit. This is likely going to become our next named storm. It's this weak wave of low pressure moving in off the coast of Africa. It is expected to gain some strength and organization as it approaches the Leeward and Windward Islands. This could impact Puerto Rico as we look ahead to next week as well. A 40% chance that that becomes our next named storm. So we'll be keeping a really close eye on storms as they develop here at home, and of course alert you if any situations do become serious and break in on air. But for the time being, we will leave you with a look at radar so you can track those storms and just stay safe and stay out of the road if you can.